Thanks for watching or listening. Subscribe on YouTube and iTunes. Rate and review us.
We do not encourage you drinking if you're under 21.
Yeah.
Well, they don't.
Drink responsibly. He encourages everything.
Tony encourages everything.
If you're in Mexico, no rules.
If you're in Europe too, it works. This is it. We have some.
And if you're in New Zealand, as long as
least
someone above 18 hands you the drink.
We're huge in Japan.
You know what? I was about to say hi to our French viewers because I knew there were some.
There is a French viewer out there.
But you know what? I forgot how to say hi in French.
Just
Francais. How do you say thanks?
Hola. Gracias. Gracias.
Gracias.
They're close enough to Spain. They'll ask your Spanish friend.
They know what that is.
I don't know.
that was racist.
France.
And he clearly doesn't know English. He only watched, all of an episode.
Just likes the
Or she.
Just likes watching. They like the bright images.
Yeah, I wore my big suit today. Unfitting suit, slightly.
Nice. Alright, I think that's it.
For the show. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and do what he said.
Good night and good luck.
Okay.
So yes, next week. Oh, yes, yeah, time. Next week.
So next week, this is a film that I watched with my friends drunk the first time.
Good.
And I thought it was amazing.
Then
Then later on, I went to watch it by myself and I was like, oh my god, is this horrible?
This is horrible.
So I watched the first 10 minutes of it. So now I'm going to watch it again, all the way through to see which version of myself was correct.
Are you gonna watch it sober again?
Yes, I'm going to
Okay.
watch it sober.
That's
Well, he hasn't watched it fully sober,
yeah.
according to his source.
He said 10
He only
minutes.
watched it.
Yeah.
Should I watch it drunk?
2008. I would suggest both.
You gotta watch it at least sober once.
It's
because
short.
you can't.
Oh, is it?
It's very short.
Is
2008.
it 2 minutes? 2 minutes. Oh, it's gotta be more than 10 minutes because you only watched 10 minutes of the first.
42 minutes.
42 minutes. So a short film. It's not technically a feature length.
But if you double it,
Yep.
Yeah.
Watch it sober then.
If you double it, and then it is a feature length film. Yes, and if you watch a YouTube 5-minute YouTube video.
2008.
I'll see if 2008. See if you guys can get it. Genres: musical, tragic comedy.
Well, see, I'm not gonna get it because I don't even know 42 minutes.
I don't know musicals.
Films. 42 minutes.
Starring Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh.
You know.
I know what it is now.
Dr. Horrible's
I've seen
sing-along vlog.
Many times.
Have you?
Yes.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually a fan of it, but we'll talk about that next time. Have you seen this?
No, I actually haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't seen pretty much any Doctor. I've seen like a very, very little Dr. Horrible.
All right.
Oh, really? But it's interesting because it was I found out written during the writer's strike, so it was all the actors kind of just put it together because
I don't want to talk too much more about it since he hasn't seen it. I want you to watch it with as fresh eyes
Is the
as you can.
description?
I'm gonna look at this right now since I've seen it.
I thought you said you were on the ball on this.
I mean,
right before the episode.
No, but I just didn't want to read it.
it's a tragic. It doesn't really give it away. But I mean, you can read it. Just watch it. It's 43 minutes. It was a series of well, I don't want to say too much about it. Just watch it.
3 minutes.
Hey, Wikipedia said 42.
We're watching the Netflix version because there are multiple versions of this, and this is one that if you're for some reason watching this and don't have Netflix, I don't know. There are many ways to watch this that are at Netflix.
I'm sure it's on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, there are other ways to watch it.
But I'm glad you haven't really seen the whole thing. That'll be interesting.
I think I watched like a minute.
And you're like, I'm out.
So
just to see what it was because I never watched Dr. Horrible, and I was just like, what is this? I was like, it's Neil Patrick Harris.
I think this is a good departure after watching Memento. This is a nice one to watch after that.
The game Memento. And
so little less funny stuff. So yes, Dr. Horrible's sing along vlog, and you can watch this twice because then the next time you can sing along.
What other movies is he in?
Yeah, he's pretty. He's in a lot of stuff.
Let me look up Guy Pearce because he's not on that page since he wasn't in other Nolan films.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to bring up though about the film?
Aside from just looking at the films of Guy Pearce.
Not really. No.
Let's see. Let's work backwards here.
Holy wow! Yeah, we got a lot to go here.
Ooh, spoilers.
Oh man!
I don't want to say.
Yeah, let's not say that.
Okay. Prometheus.
Beach.
He's in Prometheus? Oh my god! His role in Prometheus.
I haven't seen
either of these. Yeah.
Okay, the old guy. He was the old decrepit guy in the beginning. With the crazy old age makeup that was really weird seeing that on him.
He was in King's Speech.
King's Speech.
The Road. I still need to finish that.
Hurt Locker.
He's one of these actors that kind of blends in a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
The Time Machine.
Yeah, Memento.
That one. He's in Memento. That was good.
I heard that's a good film.
It's like tons of stuff.
LA Confidential.
LA Confidential.
Yep.
That's such a good. I love LA Confidential. The movie's really good.
He's an actor that kind of blends in. He's not really.
He's really good though.
He's good. Yeah. Like it's in a way it's good that he doesn't stand out. He doesn't stand out as bad, but he doesn't. He's not in a lot of these roles aren't ones that really stand out. Except Prometheus was one that really stood out, but because of the makeup. But then you don't know it's him because of the crazy makeup on it. Yeah, LA Confidential. It's a good one.
That's such a good film.
I
wish that was on Netflix.
I haven't seen that either.
That's pretty good.
You really should watch that movie.
Yes. I don't know. Not that I can remember.
But yeah, I gave this star 5.
5.
Yeah, I gave
it was amazing.
No surprises here.
I was trying to compile a list of my favorite movies. I've got 55 so far, and I haven't ranked them yet, and I still have more to fit on there. But this is on the list. This is definitely in the top 50.
This is one of those movies where dumb people don't like it. You get some movies that are like, I didn't get what was going on.
Life of Pi.
I didn't see it, but
a lot of people.
I didn't understand.
Even after they watched it, they're just like, why would I have wanted to watch that movie? It was about a boy and a lion on a boat.
I haven't.
Oh my god, you're missing the whole point!
I haven't really heard anything against that one. It's the main one that is just everyone going against Cloud Atlas.
Well, yeah, I'm not, but that's a little harder to understand. I think Life of Pi is a little more accessible.
Life of Pi is very accessible, and
for some reason, some people just don't get it still.
But
whatever.
I don't know. All the people I associate with love Memento because it's great.
Go see Life of Pi.
If they don't like Memento, I'm super liminal.
He's like pissed about it. It's funny
because it's so accessible.
You know what? That's when I show some people Orgasmo. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
And I'm laughing, and they're like, "This is horrible. This is the stupidest thing ever."
Well, comedy's different.
Comedy's very tough.
Comedy's different. Laughing at something is different. It's taste.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. But yeah, a flame drama like this. Yeah, if someone doesn't like Memento, and it's a thing that there's got to be someone else that's now done this same storytelling. Like you've done. There's lots of storytelling that does the changing up time. You see that in Pulp Fiction. You see that all the way back. Stanley Kubrick does that in The Killing, in one of his first films, but not to this degree.
Right.
And not only to this degree, but for a good purpose.
See, that's why I don't think if somebody redoes this, it's going to be like, you're obviously copying Memento. Like you're just
This is one of those.
It's kind of hard to do.
This kind of fits in one of those categories where it's a classic, and you just don't redo classics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just don't.
This is one of those.
Then you're just going to be a copy of an original.
Mm-hmm. It's an icon that still has its place in history, and
it's like trying to redo like, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's like underrated though, because when a lot of people talk about like great films, you don't really see Memento on that list.
It's because people forgot.
It really is an amazing movie.
It's tough because as I was saying with my list of 55 films, there's so many great films. It's really tough to rank movies in order. But if you can just to say a classic, this is a classic. It's a must-watch. It's a standard.
Citizen Kane.
It's what you put in a film school class where you put that in there. You know, watch Citizen Kane?
I watched like the first little bit of it. It was in a film class.
Yeah.
They turned the lights off. I got little sleep the night before, so passed out.
Really?
Citizen Kane's another one of those. The problem with a lot of these classics too is if the more you talk about it, hypes it up, and then people see that and they're like, nah. I don't know. I don't necessarily hate people that say that they don't like Citizen Kane, but that's one of those movies where I loved it, and I watched that.
I thought it was amazing.
I had watched that so many times before I even got to college to film school, and then when I had to write my paper on it, I wrote a pretty nice paper on it.
Yeah. I was younger and I was amazed. I was like, black and white. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Like you're like, but it's like what? But it works.
I wish I could say that I was grown up on like watching old classics like that, but I'd watched like action.
Well, sometimes
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
A lot of these movies I
Sylvester
didn't
Stallone.
start watching until I got Netflix, and then as soon as I got Netflix, you start renting these movies before the instant watch stuff.
Yeah.
I went through these lists of all of the greatest films and watching those and just saying, okay, if everyone else is talking about these, I need to know these movies.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's how I first saw Memento, was through Netflix.
Oh wow!
I don't know how I got recommended Memento.
Yeah, I forget who introduced.
And what's the actor again? The guy?
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, some Pierce guy. So films of Christopher Nolan. Have either of you seen The Following?
No.
Or Following?
No.
I saw that one, and I need to watch it again because I forgot it.
I did see Insomnia. I've seen everything.
Wait, going in order. We're going in order here. Memento. We've seen that one.
I saw
Insomnia.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I've seen that.
You seen that one? Did you see the original? Because it's a remake.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's the one with the popular people.
Popular people? Yeah. You've seen his version, which has the popular actors in it. The original one was the Swedish or Norwegian film. It's either Norwegian shot in Sweden or.
I loved the idea too of the film, just in general.
Yeah, it was a good one. I think both versions.
A detective story in Alaska where the nights last 20 hours.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I don't have to watch it.
Spoiler alert. It's nice.
It's not spoiler.
His film's set in Alaska. The original one's set in Norway or Sweden, so it's the same
time there.
Same time there, and it works. But it's essentially the same film, just done again. It's very very similar films. It's just done for an American audience and in English, but still he does a good job with that. But that's his. That's the only one that's really just. It's a good one, but it's not as much his own.
Yeah.
Because his other ones are. And then Batman Begins.
Oh, we did that one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
The Prestige. You see that one? All right.
Is that the football one?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. That was so. This year we have 3 movies now involving magicians. 2 of them have already come out, and one of them's going to come out soon. This was the year we had 2 films with magicians.
Illusionist.
The Illusionist and The Prestige. You saw both of them? So you initially hadn't seen the Prestige.
Yeah, I initially saw The Illusionist, and
I really wanted.
I initially saw The Prestige because I saw The Illusionist in theaters.
Yeah, I want The Prestige to get on Instant Watch so we can discuss that because that
movie's really really cool. That's you really should.
So good. Anyway,
you should see it, Tony. It's a really really good film.
Yeah, even if it doesn't get on Instant Watch yet, I recommend checking out The Prestige if you have the discs on Netflix.
Well, Christopher Nolan's just a talent.
Check out all of his films. If you like this one, The Dark Knight. Tell them.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So 3 of his films are. Many of his films are extremely popular.
Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and Dark Knight Rises.
I wish Liam Neeson was in that one.
Inception.
Yeah. There's a nice chart on Wikipedia that says who was in each of his films. You see the correlation. There was another one with another director we were talking about recently, and I can't remember now, but it had to have been Fincher, David Fincher.
And he loves Michael Caine, I guess, the most.
Yeah, and
ever since he's used him once.
Yeah.
No, every film.
If you got along with Michael Caine and could use him in every film, of course.
Yeah.
You gotta find a way to fit him in.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Hey, he gets to be lame. I can be lame too.
I guess it's finding an older actor that's really really good at his job.
Morgan Freeman.
That can be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine.
Oh yeah, but they're both Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both awesome.
Use both of them.
Both good actors that are
Yeah.
Yep.
We have against old people.
nothing. He's got everything against him.
Electrical parts.
And it's just tripped over an electrical cord, but nothing's pulled.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. It's a really, really good film. I think. Yeah, Teddy was trying to help, and then just wanted him to feel better.
Yeah. This is definitely
great to watch again and again. Every time I'm still entertained. I'm still like going, oh.
It's definitely you have to watch it again a second time. You can't just watch this film once.
Yeah.
Because you have to you learn everything now again, and if you are fortunate enough to not be like Leonard and you can actually remember, everything you do is learn, and you can watch it again and enjoy it. And if you are like Leonard, you can enjoy this film in all its little chunks.
Over and over and over again.
Maybe like we're going to do that special episode for Kevin Spacey show. Maybe we should do one for the real straightforward.
Well, it wouldn't be too much of a different episode. It would just be like, that was cool.
That was cool. It wouldn't even be short. It'd be like 5 minutes.
2-minute episode.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's still like, I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I really liked that reveal of finding out.
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, because you know I've watched it. When I first watched it, I watched it once. And I was like, "This is awesome," and then shortly after, I watched it again.
Yeah.
And then so I haven't seen it in a long time, but that first time I watched it, it was like magic. Oh god, it was so good. But yeah, I was like, I wonder what's there. The first time it really did get to me. Like, what did he cross out?
Oh yeah, it was that was well.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was yours with the Teddy thing.
Yeah. But
don't believe his lies.
Don't believe his lies.
Already fell.
Well, that's fine.
Well, they were no help before. They don't believe him. That's what his memory is on him. They don't believe that the
Which is how does he remember that though? That happened after.
I think that he's.
I don't think it's that he actively remembers them not believing him. I just think that because of his previous history of being in insurance, he knows the cops won't believe someone that has this problem, and so he just doesn't try.
Yeah. But in reality, they wouldn't believe him because they know what actually happened.
Right.
So they know. Wait, that's not.
Might also be denial too in there.
Yeah, could be as well. Yeah.
Okay, for me, one of the really as far as favorite scenes or favorite reveals, for some reason I really liked. I was laughing when he's running. He's like, okay, I'm chasing this guy. And he's like, oh shit, he's chasing me. So for me, that was my favorite. Oh snap!
Yeah, that was a really good moment.
Do you guys have any
What was your favorite reveal?
Oh man, last minute. I have to go to. Just because, this is I remember the first time I watched it, and every time I forget why, and I rewatch it, I'm waiting for the moment. I'm waiting for the moment exactly why. I don't know. I just remember the first time. I guess it's less the next time, but for the first time I watched it, I remember I was questioning this throughout the whole film. Why did he write down "Don't believe his lies"?
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, why did he write that down? What incident made him write this down? What incident made him write this down?
And it wasn't even that I guess for him, but it wasn't really that big of a thing, I don't think.
What it causes him to then question.
That's what I'm saying. To cause him to kill him at the end.
It's
yeah. At first he's just like, this guy's a jerk.
Yeah. It's like, I want to kill this guy.
So aside from the big reveal, I love that. I love the chase one. One that was making me even question this again. Just forgetting. What would make me go crazy if I were him is the stuff crossed out on the back of Natalie's photo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have driven me
When I said what is under there, because there's something that now is omitted that was there before. I've got to know that, and that drives.
I would immediately just not trust.
Yeah,
you think in general.
Yeah. You don't.
You know what's funny? Even though it starts, goes backwards. It was like, is he gonna have time? Is he gonna remember to cross it out? Even though I know he's gonna cross it out. I'm like, is he gonna remember? I'm like, well, obviously he's gonna remember.
Yeah, because it'll eventually get crossed out. But you think did someone else cross that out?
Yeah,
he can recognize his own handwriting, but you can't recognize scratching that out. So anyone,
or even the file.
Yeah,
come on, I just be like, this is garbage.
Now
I don't have all the information.
Some of that file you can think that it's the only way he could get it was that some of it was redacted. And that's the thing with the government file, that he can kind of believe that.
That's what I was thinking.
That's true.
Now he's still questioning and wants to know that information that's blocked out, and that's the stuff that he's searching for, and he's looking for all these clues, and he's remembering.
And I guess subconsciously he doesn't go to the police office because his subconscious knows that he shouldn't.
Yeah,
maybe.
He wants to forget that because it was.
He wants to remember that.
Originally, it's just that John G. raped his wife, which is already bad enough.
And murdered.
Yeah. Well, and murdered is the she wasn't dead though.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
So initially, the thing that sets him off on this is
which I thought was kind of weird for drug addicts, because drug addicts, they don't want to go rape people. They want to find
Maybe
money
maybe
inside.
they're on ecstasy.
I don't know the motives.
If it was meth or crack, like you don't care about putting your penis in something. You want to get some crack.
Maybe it was speed and ecstasy.
We don't really know. We don't know hardly anything about
I don't-
actual
I
John
don't
G. Everything else has been just kind of.
His name might not even be John G.
Watch.
Huh?
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, if you haven't checked out the special edition DVD, I don't know. I watched the Netflix version for this, but the special edition DVD is beautiful.
Nice.
The menus are
Confusing.
intentionally. And they made the DVD as even more confusing than the film. But great packaging. Just looking around to see if there's any.
There's a
stuff
reason.
on
There's
this,
a
but-
bright. There's the big.
Yeah, the big watch, because that's the word you click to play the movie, and they wanted you to know how to play the movie. So that's the little note that he left for himself to
Is that an actual
play the
post-it?
movie. Huh? Yeah, that's an actual post-it on there, and they used to have clips on these files and.
Oh, that isn't it. I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah, that's an actual post-it.
I
Like
thought that was on the.
they went crazy with this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, so I have a question.
Yes.
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 You know what? One thing I thought was funny was I thought it was funny because you know when they have the scene and he's like over there and he pinches her,
Yeah.
and then you find out that it's like their diabetes.
That's actually the insulin shot, but
But that's like
he
a
takes that out of the
surprise.
story.
Like who gives insulin like that? Hey, like, sneaks up, surprise! There's some insulin for you. I was like, what?
Well, yeah, I don't know exactly. We can't trust.
And he
We
does
can't
bring
trust
up
his memory of
He
that.
does, but no.
Exactly how. I
thought it was funny.
When he says like I would have known my wife has diabetes, I'm like that's actually a good point. That he would remember that unless he's really in denial about it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is denial too.
Yeah.
He's edited the memories that he does have because he's in that same thing of repeating these stories again. He was saying that Sammy Jenkins couldn't learn new things even with the repetition. They said he should have been able
You can
to learn new
forget.
things.
You can forget all things, I guess.
There are ways that I think with so much repetition he's able to forget these things. He's created this story for him the same way that he created the puzzle with John G, and the same way that he's created the plot of this entire film. Essentially,
Yeah.
he created the inciting incident that leads him to taking down Teddy. That leads him to saying that Teddy is the John G that he was looking for. He creates this puzzle for him. So that same way he's morphed his own memories.
Yeah.
But any time you look at a film that's from a character's perspective, when it's not omniscient, and I think even with
Limited perspective.
with pretty much every storytelling, every story you can even do that. Say that you can't always. There's a question of how much you can trust.
Yeah, this is limited
everything.
perspective.
It is. This is very limited perspective,
Chinatown.
and even more so than in normal film because we're seeing it in the way that he sees it.
Yeah.
We're seeing it in the short chunks.
But
So it's even
you
more
have
just following
sliced
the
all over the place from the other people interacting with him to him, to his memory, like changing
Yeah.
and stuff. It's like you're just going back and forth, like, well, what really was real?
Mhm.
You know, once
So
you're done with everything.
So you don't know exactly what all those memories are real. So I think in part of that, the pitch, the way it kind of shocked her, surprised her. I don't know if he was giving her surprise insulin shots. I think it was I think that was another thing that he went through the routine and did the thing. So she knew that he was giving the shots.
That's how I would do it.
But it was just that kind of way he took it out, omitted the shot, and it was just the pinch, and it was that. But
I'm trying to forget that he killed his wife.
yeah, but that she kind of led him to go.
Right.
Yeah, but Carrie Ann Moss, her character, Natalie.
Trinity.
Natalie, Trinity. Natalie. This film was released a year after The Matrix, so.
Oh, was
she
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I thought before.
It's 2000. They could have. I don't. Like,
No, I mean, I'm
take a minute and look at when they shot it. Although Matrix would have taken a long time to edit. Matrix would have taken longer to do post work, but if this one to get out in theater, sometimes smaller films take longer. But
She did a good job, though.
yeah, she did a good job. She was good in this one.
Yeah, he judged her performance.
But her trustworthiness in this and we learn all of this backwards.
I think definitely. If I'm trying to think back to the first viewing, she seemed a lot more trustworthy than Teddy did.
Yeah,
I mean, she's acting though.
Yeah, because we only learned about her when she's acting.
For her, it was like, let's take advantage of this guy, like right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once you get to that point, you realize. Yeah. So at first, when we're first introduced to her, she seems like she's really helping him. She's trustworthy. This is good. Then we realized their whole meeting was based on
him killing her boyfriend.
She doesn't know necessarily that he absolutely killed her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But
he's wearing his boyfriend's
he was involved in some way.
Boyfriend's car.
Yeah. Which her line when she first comes in of, you can't come into the bar dressed like this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah. So I'm just wearing my clothes as far as he remembers.
That's what I love about the movie, though. It's like you hear the stuff and then you go, it's
and
like,
you realize why they're laughing when he takes a drink. So you remember that before. But so she's introduced to him as she knows he's been involved with this. Now, part of what could redeem her is, in some way, she's still taking advantage of him. She knows she's taking advantage of him. So she tells him that she's going to take advantage of him. But the degree to which she is and how much she actually cares about him. Do
you think she starts caring about him?
I think she understands his condition, and that's why she tests it with the drinking thing.
Yeah. But later on, it seems like she actually might care about him a little bit.
I think somewhat, but there's part of maybe I don't know how her relationship was with her previous boyfriend, but kind of finding someone to be close to.
Yeah.
She's using that, and he's not going to remember anyway. So.
Well, that's the thing. She knows he's not going to remember, but
so she's
a little romanticism. Is it like a kiss? Like,
there's.
I think you will remember.
Yeah. And he's not going to remember.
She's kind of hopeful, and it's that same.
And he's a good-looking guy.
Same kind of thing with his wife in the Sammy Jenkins story with the insulin. It's the hope that he'll remember. So I think she does find some sympathy for him, but she definitely leaves. She omits some of the blame from her boyfriend's murder. Because after she understands the condition, I think she does. She kind of lets a little bit of it go so that she wouldn't go against him as much as she would have if she thought that he actually understood it, because he's been manipulated, and she realizes that he's being manipulated too. So and part of it, she's taking advantage of him, but I think to a lesser degree that she could have if she didn't understand his condition.
Yeah. They clearly did do their work on this film.
Yes.
I think it takes a lot of work to make to be able to flip the movie like this and make it work really, really, really well.
Yeah. This is craft. Not every filmmaker can make this, and that's with a lot of Nolan's work. He thinks through these things. Yeah.
Every moment is needed. No waste.
Where were we?
Oh, well, we were talking about honesty in people and Teddy.
Yes.
And how I thought he was a cop that at first was honest, and then thought, oh yes, we can both gain from this, and maybe he'll remember this.
He's Dexter to me.
He wants him to be happy again to catch that person.
Yeah.
But to a small degree, but he's not really hurting him as much in that way because he's not going to remember this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But for his gain, he's catching these criminals that maybe he couldn't otherwise catch, and that's it's the Dexter thing you're talking about.
Legally catching criminals.
Yes, finding a way to catch them. So he's not in, his hands are clean with that. He didn't kill him. This other guy who killed him, and he can't remember. So then, even if Leonard went to trial, he's not going to remember anything. Yeah. So he's not going to hold up in court at all.
But one thing about the condition is if he doesn't remember anything after that, then how does he remember the condition?
I think based on the fact that he's not remembering things, he can and the remember Sammy Jenkins.
Because
that story is in his thing.
No. The reason is because he did have an insurance claim before, but it wasn't the story that he's claiming. It's a story of just some con man that wasn't married.
Yeah, it was part of that story.
Yeah.
It was the part where he was investigating him, but he added in the wife.
Yeah,
and he added in the insulin story.
But I know, but if you look at your hand and it says that, then how are you going to be like, oh, then that's the same condition as I am?
Because it was before that, and so it sparks that bit of him that is thinking why he's already questioning why can't I? What's going? He doesn't know what's going on in his mind, and that triggers him. Oh, that's what's going on in my mind. It's that, and it's kind of repetitive, gone over and. But I was actually watching, there's a Nova Science special on Netflix, and I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's got Neil deGrasse Tyson on it. They talk about memory issues.
Okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yes. They find the chemical that binds neurons to make memories.
Okay.
And they found a way to
stimulate it?
Eradicate it. They haven't found a way to stimulate it.
Oh.
They found a way to eradicate it, which is they're still experimenting with this stuff, trying to figure out how everything works. So
I don't know if I like that they found the way to eradicate you creating the memories.
The only reason you find a way to eradicate that device, it's not to create new memories. It's just memories in general. It would erase.
Oh, it's wiping your hard drive.
Yeah, it wipes your hard drive, but it also. They didn't say if you were able to create them again.
Does it wipe your processes, like being able to?
You have motor skills. I don't know. You're essentially an infant again at that.
But you can walk.
I mean, is it?
They haven't tried it on people. They haven't tried it on people. They've only tried it on rats. They've done it.
Can the rats walk?
They can walk, but they don't remember they're trained in this path, and then
so it's muscle memory.
They don't remember that path.
I see. Okay.
It's interesting to watch. But
okay.
The idea that they're finding this chemical in there that has to do with that. So what it makes me think is that he doesn't produce that chemical anymore. That creates the memories and makes new memories. So he's got the stuff that's running in his mind, and then it doesn't stay anymore. But everything that has been created before that.
So I guess the hopeful thing is that they start using this technology to help people with this condition.
They might they might be able to,
and not just.
Well,
I don't know.
In the documentary, the story is the scientist who discovered this, once it came out that he found this, he was flooded with letters and emails of people with traumatic pasts. Trying to, they say they want to get rid of that. They said, well, you won't have any memories. And they said, I don't care. As long as I can get rid of this memory. And so that's the thing where he's just saying,
they're going to drop that in.
He can't ethically do it, where he's like, because they don't know what you're going to become. They essentially become an infant again. And that's just, it'd be terrible. So until they understand it further and how to pinpoint stuff.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
But I do like that there's research of this that you can tell there's a exactly what could have happened. So in the hit on his head, hit in the right place to affect that chemical, not be able to produce it anymore. That kind of, I like science behind these movies like this. Yeah.
You know the constant flashbacks to him on the phone?
Well, he got the "Who is this?" when he looked at his note that told him never answer the phone, because he didn't. He's just on the phone and he's going on and doing his thing. And that's the only thing that makes him question is, wait, I'm not supposed to, oops. And then remembering that's the problem, he has to see all of his tattoos before he can remember what to do anything. And that's every time, so he's got the remember Sammy Jenkins on his hand, that starts his train of thought, and each of them kind of go in order. And he starts to see,
was really interesting since he ended up being, or at least what Teddy said.
He is Sammy Jenkins.
Well, he is the Sammy Jenkins that he remembers. But yeah, Sammy Jenkins was an actual person. Mm-hmm. He was a con man. But the story of Sammy Jenkins and his wife is more his story. And also great cameo in there by Tom Lennon as the doctor.
Oh, I know. I was like, wait a second, that's for like 5 seconds. I'm like, what?
And he reprises that role in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's the same. He's credited as a doctor in both of them.
Really?
So he was saying he reprises the same role. I don't know. It's one of those questionable things, and it's similar to when we were talking about the other films.
I know that the reason you guys are thinking that is because of the way Teddy talks, but I think that Teddy's just lying, and he's trying to get this guy to like really wake up and say like, look, dude, you murdered hundreds of people. He doesn't know he's murdered hundreds of people, or not. And I think he's just trying to tell him like, dude, you've done this multiple times, but he's not really actually being honest about it.
Maybe.
I think there's room for that. I think there's room for that.
I think there could be a possibility. This is the second time, but it also probably could have been more times. I think it was probably more times because it doesn't take too long for him to go through the process.
Did you guys figure out what is like kind of his range of how often he forgets?
I don't think it's a set time. Now, they have on the Wikipedia article for Memento. If you look it up, there is a graph that shows the chronology of the film and each of the sequences. Going in order until they meet up. Now, in thinking about this, and just thinking on a biochemical level, I don't think that it's a set time, but it's more to do with his brain function and how much energy is involved in the scene. Because it seemed that the lower energy scenes, he had a longer time before periods. But if it was a high energy thing and there was a lot going on, that was even shorter, like the chase scene.
Or with the girl.
Yeah. When she amps it up, and his brain's racing faster. And I think when his brain's racing faster and doing more processes in time, it's forgetting, it drops off the older stuff. Yeah. And that happens more often. I think that's what it has to do with.
If it was like 2 hours, I would watch Fight Club over and over.
But yeah, so he doesn't have that much time. And this is an extreme case of this.
While he's on the phone, he kind of is remembering until the very end. He's like, wait a second, who is this?
I'm not doing a bit because I'm completely losing my train of thought every few minutes.
You're not doing a bit.
I'm seriously not doing a bit, and I just want to. It's bad because now you'll think I am, because I was going to do a bit like that, but I am not. So keep us going.
Trolling is really hard.
I'm not. Seriously not. This is painful.
Through this watching of the film, though, I mean, if we're gonna move on from this, the trust thing, and I did actually think though that he was a cop. And that he was, and I think that he was honest when he first met this guy and wanted to help him get his revenge.
Yeah.
But then afterwards he didn't remember.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I think that he was just like, okay, maybe I can help us both out.
I think what he says, what he says at the end, he is kind of hoping that he can. He hoped he would make it. He hoped that he would remember the first time. He didn't.
No.
And then part of it is.
I think he actually did get him the first time.
Yeah. I think the very first time, and they show a photo in the end where he's. Pointing there. So he's pointing there on the first photo, but there's a flashback with him and his wife.
There's a brief.
It says I did it. Yeah.
And he even mentions when she's like, "What's that space for?" Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah.
And he's just like, maybe that's for when.
So he got that removed. Something.
I think.
Or it was just
I'm not so sure. I don't know. I don't know if that flashback was like.
If it actually happened.
Yeah, I don't think that was. I think that was just trying to like maybe fill in the gap for people maybe that missed. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe we can't really trust his memory, so that's a problem.
You know, I was gonna say with the whole Teddy thing, because he made it sound like they've done that a couple times.
Yes.
And I was thinking maybe he's kind of like a Dexter. Like in my mind, I'm like, this guy, he can't get certain people. He's gonna get this guy to kill the bad guys for him. He's kind of like a superhero.
I think this is the second time. I think this is the very next time.
You think this is the very next time?
Yeah. But that scene at the very end or beginning or whoever, it made it sound like it was a few times.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
The way Teddy talks about it sounds.
Take you down to the basement and show you,
Yeah.
But that was just because of the one guy. That was just because of Carrie Ann Moss's boy. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Because he's down there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know
now, as part of this is you know talking about the entire film at once because to talk about how these characters are.
Yeah.
So, John Gamble, Teddy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
John Edward Gamble. Do you believe that he's actually a police officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I think he actually is.
Yeah, I think
he actually has a badge at one point. I don't know whether it's honest or not.
Yeah, so we don't see because we're seeing this from Leonard's point of view. We don't see other parts of him, and because he's misleading him, and we know that he's not completely trustworthy. So it's difficult for us to know how much we can.
Another reason is because Leonard talks about how he got that police file.
Yeah, from a police officer. It's when he gave it to him and that. So
you know what? Aesthetically, Teddy's like the worst person to trust. Like I would not trust a guy who talks like that, acts like that, looks like that.
Yeah, he doesn't seem trustworthy.
Like a used car salesman.
I think because we get introduced to him that way, I think that's.
I was hoping that there would have been like some kind of history with Leonard, that he knew someone that looked like him or acted like him, or his dad acted like Teddy.
I think he could have just known him beforehand.
Maybe. No, but then he would have.
They've met before.
Yeah.
They had met before because of if he's telling the truth, because he was the cop on the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. That's why I got the file. And,
Yeah. So you knew him a bit before. So a lot of people I think a lot of people seem to be taking advantage of him.
Yeah.
Especially within who the people are. They all have got a shady background.
He's not in a good area.
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of good people.
Where was he anyway?
I guess it's
He's
more
in California, right?
But it's the degree of how far they take it and how bad are they taking advantage of him.
Now, if it was a girl, that'd be a whole different movie.
Don't you realize you just finished 5 minutes ago? So the idea of trusting.
Oh yeah, trusting.
Whether you can trust him, this is the type of thing, and I think you can. They show it on the simplest scale with the guy who's running the hotel, or the.
Oh yeah. He's renting him 2 rooms.
Renting him the 2 rooms,
But at
and
first he's just messing with them.
well, he was.
He even says he's like, "I'm just messing with you." It's just funny.
Well, no, he's messing with him, but he's taking advantage of him.
He had him explain his whole condition over again. He heard it before.
So he starts. The first thing when you first see him, he's just.
And you would do that too, though, right?
Yeah,
he's thinking about it.
I would do it once because I would just be like, "Are you serious?"
No way, I would do it.
Look, if you're bored,
I don't want to hear that shit over and over again.
If he's sitting in that booth and he's bored at work and he's just going it for a laugh. So what, I can do this, and it's not going to offend him much because he's not going to remember it, and he's doing that. And so on the simplest scale, so he takes advantage of that way, and then he takes advantage of it. But he's nice to him.
He's cordial.
Yeah, he's pretty much. He's not terrible.
He's for the most part.
He could be worse.
He's from Sam Crow.
He could be worse too, but I think that's what a lot of people.
Well, he's in the whole drug dealer thing. So.
Yeah. But
he looks like a drug dealer. He's got a beard.
The twin beard.
Yeah, the twin beard.
Yeah. So this was tough for me to watch it with fresh eyes.
It's a lot different than the first.
Seen it so many times. Yeah, it's trying to remember not knowing things about it. And while I do have, I remember one thing I do remember about the first time watching this is I very much identified with the character.
Because you're forgetful?
Yes. Especially short-term memory stuff. I have short-term memory issues with that. And I'll do the thing, or I'll come into a room and I'll start saying something to someone and say, I already said this to you. Just 5 minutes ago you just said this. The whole thing.
Or when you walk into a room and you go, why did I come here?
Yeah. I was doing the thing yesterday where I was like, have I eaten today? I don't think I've eaten today. And then I eat, and then I'm like, I just ate an hour ago. Why did I do this? And then an hour later I do the same thing. I'm like, no, wait, I just, but I'm like, forgetting. It was terrible.
My wiener does the same thing.
No,
No, it does. Like, sometimes it's like, it gets hard and you're like, did I forget? And you're like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I get you, actually.
Yeah.
I do get you.
Well, he's talking about eating.
Like, what happened to the 5 minutes? I had 5 good minutes here!
It's ridiculous. Okay.
One of the great things I like, okay, the intro was really, really good, you know, got immediately invested, there's stakes immediately raised, he shoots a guy, and you know immediately, you know, and then you're introduced to the character, and then the guy he shoots is just a character throughout the film, so that makes it really interesting, and I thought that what was really, really good about the film is that you're constantly questioning who's being honest to this guy, and who's fucking him over, essentially, like, who's lying to him, who's trying to just take advantage of him, and, like, even with Teddy, I remember the first time I watched it, I was even, like, watching, like, trying to figure out, like, is this guy just messing with him?
Yeah.
Or... And then, like, and I flip-flopped answers every time I watched it, and I'm back to kind of both, actually.
This was tough for me to watch it with fresh eyes. John G.
I'd like to see them redo it with Will Ferrell, personally.
Sign from the movie. So... Steffan.
Anyway, Will Ferrell.
He'd be good. It would be funny. A spoof. Anyway.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah. So, but I think that the film really holds up in that way too. It's still
great
better.
Story and
it makes more sense to see it this way because, like, seeing it that way, you know everything, and that's not what we want to see. What we want to see is it from
all the other characters' perspectives.
Yeah. This is from the main character's perspective, and that's made it a lot more interesting to see.
Yeah, the story was good, but I think it does make more sense this way.
Yeah, it because you're getting that memory loss thing. Although it has the black and white scenes playing forwards, the color scenes playing backwards in time, and meeting up at the pivotal moment where the whole thing set up and start from.
John G.
It might be too late.
Watch the podcast.
Well, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Or listen to the podcast.
Anyway.
Yeah, watch the podcast.
At any rate, I thought that watch the film. I thought that just beginning credits, like, I wanted to mention it. That was a really, really cool way to bring you into the film.
Yeah.
Was the shaking of the Polaroid.
Shaking like a Polaroid picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's slowly fading back into what it was, and then discovering that it was going in reverse.
Yes. Now,
and even just, like, you know, the pictures of a dead, well, there's blood.
Yeah.
This
is a film where, all right, chronologically, you see the end of the film, the end of the story.
Yes.
First.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. I've heard one film reviewer on a podcast I listened to, he said that he complains that the film isn't as good as people think it is because he says that it's the editing. Without the editing, it wouldn't have been as good.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Well, I think the editing definitely makes it
way
spectacular.
Better. Yeah,
it makes it amazing.
This man.
I know this film backwards and forwards. Well, it plays backwards and forwards, but I know it inside and out. On this awesome special edition DVD, if you can navigate your way through the menus, you will find on the second disc they have a chronological edition.
I was wondering if
they put the scenes in straight chronological order, but they don't do it perfectly. They don't really edit it. They just kind of rearrange the scenes. So you'll get when they do when a lot of the scenes end with the same thing at the beginning. It repeats those things. Things like that. And so I took it and edited it so it just plays as one narrative. Plus, they also didn't reverse the last scene, so I had to reverse the first scene,
you have a lot
which is the last scene, so it just plays forward. Yeah. So why don't you start us off?
I forget.
You make Coke.
It's not gonna get old.
No, yeah, not at all.
I was gonna start that, and then I thought you guys would get too annoyed by it.
Yeah.
No, I've been bringing all the lame.
What you'll really be annoyed with,
bringing all the lame.
If I have the free time and how I edit this episode, you'll get really annoyed with that, and so will the viewers.
Yeah, I know. I was anticipating that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do it with the podcast if I do it with the video.
Yeah.
But if I do it with the video, I can't warn you to watch the podcast instead because you'll probably be
So wait.
saying this part at the end.
Watch the podcast if you're too annoyed by his editing if
But
it
it's-
happens.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
What?
So we had all seen this film before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been a while.
I was gonna look for someone who hadn't seen it, but anyone I care to associate
Did
with
you
has
forget?
seen it.
No.
Yeah, I forgot a lot of things. Forgot my game. This is interesting. I'm just
Well,
doing all my research now because I forgot to do it earlier. And
well,
film directed by Christopher Nolan.
yes. And to Carrie Ann Moss and Guy Pearce.
Yes.
It was 2000.
And I noticed it was based on somebody else. The writer's name was Nolan too. I wonder if that was his brother or something.
It's his brother. He writes on a lot of his films. You'll see Jonathan Nolan. His name pops up on even like Dark Knight. And,
Oh wow!
I mean, that series. Yeah, they kind of work together in that stuff.
That's cool.
So yeah,
Jinx.
family stuff.
I hate those things.
So you picked this film.
Yes, I did.
And it was nice for us to, yes, well, you did. Yeah, what were we talking about?
What?
Memento. Yes. This one. Which you can't say, like,
Can't really
barely
tell what
says.
it is.
It says it on there, it's all ghosted, and then it says it down there.
That could easily be Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
It's not. It looks nothing like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force DVD. I've got that if you want me to.
No, I have one.
I can
That's
show
what I
you.
thought it was at first.
Oh, you mean the seasons, not the movie.
No, the season.
Oh, the movie
no, I'm
was-
sorry. C-Lab.
Oh, okay.
Box
See
set.
that. Yeah. Well, also a couple of the Adult Swim shows have this kind of look.
Dead African babies, indeed.
Yes.
I hate those things.
Welcome to Instant Discussions, episode 9, Memento. Memento.